Hi there, Mikichi here. I managed to finish a whole 4 books this month / last month, November 2016.
You suck.
Why?
Last month you did 6.
I know. I went through a little bit of a reading slump and I will explain why. I'm going to go over which books I finished. I'm going to talk about the books I'm currently reading. Let's get started. So if you notice that I'm a little nasally, don't mind it. I think it was the rain, brought up a lot of crud outside, made me sniffly, really sucks. First book I finished was Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I read this on Kindle / audiobook. I think I've mentioned this before, but I really do love the Throne of Glass series on audiobook. I feel like the lady that does it is really good. This book took me longer than the last book to finish. It took me a lot longer to get into it and really care about it. All the new characters that they introduced, I didn't really care about. It just made it difficult to really listen to. I would be driving around in my car and I would sometimes just sit in silence and not even care because I just didn't really care about the story. And then I just forced myself to listen to it and it kind of picked up my interest more and more. The more I got to know certain characters. All in all, it probably is one of my least favorite books in the series so far, but in the end, I think it turned out to be a good book. I would probably give this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars because I had a hard time getting into it. I don't know why these books don't show the real covers. The next book I read was Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. This is the follow-up to Anna and the French Kiss. I really did enjoy Anna and the French Kiss. I don't remember what I rated it, but I actually liked this one slightly better. I didn't really like the girl character better in it, but I liked the guy character in it better. Just something about him was more enticing than the first guy character.
Was he cuter? Did you have a crush on him? Should I be jealous?
No. But anyway, I feel like I read this book really quickly. I was really invested. I wanted to know what happened. I can't really talk too much about it because it is the second book in a trilogy. They do introduce characters from the last book into this one. I feel like they did it pretty well. I'd say I'd give this one a 4 out of 5. It's a pretty good, nice, fluffy, contemporary romance. You don't have to read the first one first, but I would recommend it. So, Vasa in the Night by Sarah Porter. This is pretty much the cause of my reading slump that I had this month. I was really looking forward to this book. I thought it sounded really cool. The concept seemed really neat. I wanted something magical and eerie, and I could not really get into this book. It just was not for me. People gave it good ratings. Other people seemed to like it. For me, I think it was too whimsical is the only word I can think of. It does have magical elements in it, but not the kind that I guess I was really looking for. Kind of too out there and far off for me. I don't know what it was really that didn't click with me in this book. But it probably took me a good 2 weeks at least to finish. I would just read a chapter at a time and I kind of had to force myself to get through it. And it's not even that big of a book, but it was actually pretty difficult for me to get through it. It has a lot of dream sequencing in it, and if there's one thing I don't like in books, it's reading about dreams. I don't know why. It bothers me. I just don't like it. There's something about it that I don't like, and this has a lot of dreams and that kind of thing, and it just bugged me. So I love fantasy books. Obviously in fantasy there's a lot of non-reality, but it's set in stone. Things are happening with the character. Not some dream world where you have to guess what's happening and understand the meaning of why certain things are happening. I don't know. Just not for me. The writing was decent. It wasn't poorly written, so I can understand why people do enjoy this book if you do like whimsical, magical type things. Just wasn't my cup of tea. I would have to say I gave this book 2 out of 5. It was pretty difficult for me to get through it. But after that little reading slump I had, it took me a little bit to pick up another book, but the next book I did pick up was Gemena. I love this series. I love it. I want the next one, like, right now. I got into this book much quicker than I got into Illuminate, even though I ended up loving Illuminate, and I just loved it. But it took me a little while to really get into the story because everything was so new. This book, you have a better idea of what's happening right off the bat, so you can delve into it quicker, even though it is two different main characters than the first book.
You're spoiling it.
I'm not.
I didn't know that. Now I think that they died in the last book. Did they die?
And even though I didn't know the characters right off the bat, I still knew enough about the story to delve into it and really enjoy it. And I just ate this book up. I finished it. I mean, it's a pretty hefty book. It's like 660 pages. It is a lot like Illuminate, where it has text message conversations, emails, video surveillance, and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not that it's super dense, but it still is a pretty hefty book. But, I mean, I would say I probably finished it in about a week. Man, if you haven't read this series, you should go pick up these books because it's really good. I would say I'd give it 4.5 out of 5. It is very hard for me to give a perfect score to any book, but this is pretty close. I really loved this one, and I would say that I maybe even liked it a little more than Illuminate. I'm so bad at this.
What, life?
My library.
It's library. Hurry up.
I'm trying. So I'm currently reading 3 books, like I usually do. I usually have one going on the Kindle, one on audio, and one in physical form. Right now, my Kindle book that I'm reading is Isla and the Happily Ever After, which is the 3rd book in the Anna and the French Kiss series. It shows a real cover for once. I'll have to let you know how I really feel about it in my monthly wrap-up of December, but so far, it is my least favorite book, and I'm having kind of a hard time getting through it. I know. Oh, you sneezed on me. Gross. The book I'm currently listening to on Audible and / reading on my Kindle, I'm sure you guessed, is Queen of Shadows, Throne of Glass series. I am, like, loving this book so far. I don't know why. I like it way better than the last book. I'm finding it way easier to get into. Last but not least, I am reading Heartless.
By Stephanie Meyer.
By Marissa Meyer. I literally just started this book, so I can't tell you anything about it. I can't tell you how I feel about it. Nothing. It's just, I read like 3 pages. I'm not sure what else I'm really going to be reading this month. I'm really bad at creating TBR lists because I never stick to them. I get into these moods where I want to read certain things and I will have a TBR list and just completely throw it out the window. If it's something that you guys want to see, let me know in the comments down below. Even if it's not something I stick to, I can create a TBR list for you of stuff that I plan on reading. Just can't promise that I'm actually going to read them. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked it. And I will see you guys next time. Hi. Do I smell funny? Yeah.